So if you guys don't want potential spoilers for Ahsoka's role in the upcoming Mandalorian Season 2, I would suggest not watching this video, as that's what we're going to go into here, as a brand new report from Star Wars Newsnet is coming at us that tells us the exact extent of her involvement in Mandalorian Season 2 and what she will look like. So for the purposes of this video, I will of course have a link down below for you guys if you want to check out the entire thing, because I'm not going to read everything one by one because there's a few paragraphs and I don't really want to just go through everything. Now of course we learned earlier in the year that Rosario Dawson would be the one that's going to be playing Ahsoka, and she's been a long-time fan favorite cast by fans to take on the role of that character in the saga. So again, this looks like this is all true, but apparently when we see her, she's going to be wearing a dark gray hood robe, much kind of like of what we saw of her in the final Clone Wars. And we can kind of expect that appearance to carry through, which also they used elements of that in Rebels, and obviously her suit's going to evolve as time goes on. This just kind of makes sense. And the first time we're going to see her is going to be her removing the hood. So kind of like one of those mystery reveals, you know, it's like, oh, who's that? Who they building up to be this reveal at the end of an episode? Oh, look, there's Ahsoka. So this, again, this makes sense. The report also goes on and says that she will, in fact, be using a lightsaber. Now, this is one of those things where, you know, people are questioning it. Is she going to? If she does, if, you know, she's using the Force, isn't Luke going to detect this or whatever? Well, that's exactly what they're talking about here, and yes, she is going to, but apparently there's going to be a little bit of a change-up because it might be different color lightsabers than we last saw her. Specifically, one of them will have somewhat of a change. And the other big one, and this is the big one that I think people want to know, this will be a sort of brief cameo, and that's really it. This isn't an extensive role. This isn't to take away from Mandalorian, you know, spotlight and all that. It's still a Mandalorian show. It's all about Mando and the child, but her role is here as a sort of a brief thing that just happens. I'm going to assume, you know, her role and involvement will be part of one episode, and then that's kind of it, and she goes on her way, and then that's where we get her TV series, and this kind of would make sense. So again, I think this works. It's probably for the best to do it like this, and everything they're saying sounds like it's just enough to give us a little Ahsoka to see how the fans react, and then get back on Mando's, you know, story and tale, which sounds like exactly what it should be. It shouldn't take away from him, but put the character in there and see how the audiences respond, and then move on from that.